Hi everyone, welcome back today for another video. Today I'm going to be doing something a little different than I did last time. I'm going to be doing a journal with me, and so today I thought we could go through and we could look at some of the spots where I need to catch up on my journaling. If you remember my last video, I talked to you about my little flag system and how each one of these little pages that has a flag on it, I need to catch up on something in some way. And so today I thought for my very first journal with me, I thought that I could play the catch-up game and I could catch up on some of the things that I need to do. So with that intro, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to look at my lists that I created last week and see what I want to catch up on, and then I'm going to go ahead and do it, and I'll put that on fast forward, but I thought I would go through this with you first. I think the very first thing that I know I want to knock out is page 9, not page 9, but like catch up spot 9. It's an easy page. I know I want to just knock out of the park really quick because it's one of the more easy ones for me to do. It's this page, my yellow page, and I'm just going to add some collage bits to it. So I'm just going to go ahead, fast forward you and get started, and then I'll check back in with you after I finish this page. All right, here we go. Alright, so here we are on that yellow page, and the first thing that I do is I start going through all of the drawn little characters that I have. I keep them in a little separate bin away from my other ephemera, just because I do try to include one of my little characters on each of the pages. And here you can see I'm going through and I'm finding little characters that I think might either fit with this page or they might fit with another page that I'm planning to work on next in this little journal session. In the beginning of my journal sessions, I do tend to always do this. I will pick out some things that I either find really inspiring or have something to do, or their colors coordinate with, either the first spread that I work on or something else that I'm planning to work on during that session. And I do that with my little, characters I draw, and then I also do it with, my other ephemera, so you'll see me doing that here. And then I also do it with the scrapbooking paper that I have. So here I am going through my ephemera. I start with it in one container, and then I slowly transfer it to a separate container. I think you can see, so you can see me doing it. I pull out the pieces that I want to use, and I throw them towards my journal. And then the rest of them that I don't necessarily think I'm going to use right away, I throw back into another container. I would love to find a different system to do this because it seems like this just takes so long. And I have tried out different things. I've tried limiting myself, but I found that I can't get away from this aspect of journaling. I love trying out all the little pieces of paper. I love seeing how they look on my journal and how they look on spreads, because one piece can just totally change the way the whole journal spread looks. And so I found that I really love this aspect, even though it is really time consuming and it can be totally tedious sometimes. But yeah, here I am digging through my stash some more, digging through and trying to find pieces that I want to use. I could not really find a lot at first for this little journal page, and even the things that I pulled out, I really don't end up using that much. Here I am, I'm going through my paper like I was telling you about. I go through all my scraps that I have, well, not all the scraps that I have, but I go through the scraps that I'm trying to use up right now and see if anything speaks to me for this page, or if there's anything that I find inspiring for the, next potential page that I'm going to be working on. I tend to stick with, tone-on-tone colors. I don't know why, but I've noticed that about myself. If I'm working on a yellow page like I am here, I do tend to stick with other yellow items. And so I'm trying to break myself of that a little bit, but at the same time, I do feel like it's my style. So you can see I'm kind of pulling out some more yellow items or some, peachy tone stuff. I decided to go with this, floral, graphic floral paper that I have. I really love it. I've had this paper for so long, and this is, one of the last pieces of it. And here you can see I'm, auditioning it out. I'm trying it in lots of different spots around my journal. And then I end up tearing it, but I was originally going to put it underneath this, underneath the head on this side, and it just didn't look nice. So I decided to go with just one piece of it along the spine, the inner spine. And then I stick the little character head on top of my Crayola tab that I have. Here I am gluing it down, and then while I was gluing it down, I was looking around my desk and I saw this pile of butterflies. And I just think this pile of butterflies looks so good with the yellow. The pink and the yellow looks so nice to me. So I decided to put those there. And then I glue my little guy down. And then I glue the butterflies. And then I was going to color on the back of, my tip-in that I have, because it looks really ugly. Here, I'll show you. It looks really nasty. Yeah, see? Ugh. I wanted to do something with it. And so I thought adding yellow to it would make it better. And it did not. So I decided to look for a piece of paper. And I ended up finding a piece of vellum with gold stars that just looked perfect. So I used that. So I'm really happy with how this page turned out. But I'm excited to see, like, what I do next, because I really haven't filmed the next part of this video as I'm making this voiceover. So yeah, stay tuned. Okay, I'm back again in real time. So I just wanted to go over some of the things that I just did, and give you, like, a closer look at what I did on this page. I really love it. And it actually being in a time crunch trying to film what I was doing was actually helpful. It made me go faster. So yeah, here's my yellow page. And so now I thought what we would do is we would go back over to my project planning list that I was working on. And I thought the very first thing that we could do is just like cross off what I just did on the yellow page. So I'm just going to go ahead and cross it off with these highlighters. I'm using the mild liners, the zebra mild liners. They're like so popular. Honestly, I don't really love them. So yeah, unsolicited opinion there. Next thing I think what I want to work on is, I want to work on, I don't even remember what page it is. Oh, it's page 13. It's this one right here. It's my Finding Adventure page. And so I'm just going to go ahead and speed us up here. And then, yeah, I'll show you that. All right, so here we go. The very first thing I'm doing is I'm just gluing down this like jelly packet lid and then a butter packet lid. We went to Cracker Barrel over the weekend, which we like never do. My fiance loves eating there, and I think it's good, but we don't really go there that often. So anyways, I just not cut those out. I washed them off and then put them in my journal. Now I'm just writing a little like dotted line across the edge, and now I'm just filling out my writing for this page. I wrote about like how finding adventure and finding the joy in little things or everyday things is really important during this time, especially during COVID. So that's what I'm writing about here. We've been doing that mainly by going to different like outdoor parks and walking our dog. And that's been good for us during the pandemic so far. Is there anything that you've been doing? I wonder. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like we're running out of things to do. But that's probably not true. I'm probably just not being creative enough. So here we go. This is how this page turned out. Okay, so here is the page that we just finished. I thought I'd just give you a quick look in real time before we decide what we're going to do next. So I'll just give you a look and then I'll flip this. I really love how these two pages came together. They're not necessarily like they weren't done at the same time and they didn't necessarily go together, but the ideas kind of go together, and I think the color schemes go together, so I'm happy about that. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to mark it off in my little paper, the one that I just did. We just did number 13, Adventure. We did the writing and we did the collage part. I was thinking next we could go to this Vera Bradley page, number 7, and start working. That is a page that literally has nothing done on it yet. Oops. Yeah, I thought we could work on this page where I have this cool window. It has literally nothing done on it, and I don't really know that it's going to have some deep journaly purpose, like some prompt is going to go here. So I think what I'm going to do is just collage on it and just kind of break the journal funk on this page. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. All right, so here we go. The very first thing I do is I take out my Posca pens. I started with this dark teal color, but then I decided it was too dark, so I went for my aqua. And all I'm doing is I'm just kind of doing some lazy painting. I'm just coloring in the back of this transparent like tracing paper page, so that way you can't see the words that I wrote on the last page, like on the other side of it. This is one thing that I've encountered in my journal that I haven't liked about the tracing paper. Like, I love the way it looks with drawing on the other side, but trying to write on both sides has been tricky. So I've been doing this Posca paint pen trick a lot lately. And I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to add some of the same like line work so that way it looks like the same on both sides. That's one thing that I've noticed on my journal that is really helpful, is trying to keep like some similarities on both sides of the spread, and that ends up like helping the page just like look more put together and look better. The next thing I'm doing is I'm taking the same Posca paint pens, that aqua color, and I'm just making some hexagons over on top of the Vera Bradley mask paper that I have, the tip-in that I'm using. I noticed on like for these types of things, like if I have a big piece of paper or a big like thing of packaging in my journal that I'm using as a tip-in and it just kind of looks out of place, I've noticed that if I add some drawing on top of it, it helps like break up the color of it, I guess, and it just makes it like look like it fits in better. So that's what I'm doing here. I drew some hexagons, like I said, and now I'm drawing some teal dots. Again, I'm using the same colors that I did when I originally, like, painted on the background, so that way I'm just pulling the same colors and I'm not adding to, like, I don't know, adding to the overall busyness. Here I am, I'm adding a little bit more just little pen work and line work here. I'm using a magenta color and I'm just doing little, like, I don't know, arrow tops, I guess, and I'm just adding these to the sides as well. I was worried about how the Posca paint pen would dry on top of this material, and like a dummy, I go and touch it right after I do it, but it did end up drying pretty well, so I decided to be brave and I started drawing on the actual window part of this tip-in. And all I did was I did a big dot and I did some littler dots along the side. And I like the way it turned out. I don't know that I would do it again necessarily just because I think the spread was already really, really busy. And that just added an element that wasn't super necessary. But it's fine, you know, live and learn. I added a little extra piece of tape just to reinforce it. And now I'm going through my scrap bin and I'm going to pull out some pieces that I think might look nice with this journal spread. So the left side is the stuff that I'm thinking I don't want to use, and then the right side is stuff that I do want to use. I'm trying to find little pieces for this spread just because there's already so much going on. That window is just really overpowering the spread, so I was looking for little things that are similarly colored and, like, tiny to use in this. And so here I am, I'm looking through some of my little pieces that I've drawn and some just, like, teeny tiny bits that I have. There's some scrapbooking paper, those little cows that I drew. I decided to not go with too many of these pieces. I did end up using this piece of paper that I actually had used the other side of on the yellow spread, the last spread that we did together. And now I'm going through and I'm looking for a sticker to use. I bought this Lisa Frank sticker pack from the dollar store the other day. I love these stickers. They do remind me of, like, my very, very early childhood, like, when I can barely even remember. I do remember going to the mall with my dad and seeing, like, Lisa Frank stuff. So I'm, like, a 90s baby, but not really. But anyways, backstory on the sticker pack. I decided to use one of these little tiny unicorns, and I just put it in the corner. You know, stickers are one thing that I just really don't use a lot of. I have so many of them. Like, I probably have more stickers than anything else in my stash, and I just don't use them, like, ever. So I've been trying to use at least a couple every now and then. I decided I wanted to use one of these little leaves, like, drawings that I made the other day. I have really been into drawing, like, these floral things. I don't know, they're not really, like, leaves. They're just, like, I don't know, abstract floral designs, and so I've been trying to use those up. And then here I am, I'm trying to fit in this piece of scrapbooking paper that I wanted to use. That scrapbooking paper does end up staying there. Oh my gosh, I love this little monster guy. He looks so cute there. I ended up not going with him there just because I couldn't get anything to, like, look right. Like, I don't know, he just didn't look right. Like, I just feel like the spread didn't do him justice, so I decided against it. But here I am auditioning bunches of pieces and trying to make him look right, and it just didn't end up working. And I decided to go with this little guy that looks kind of nervous instead. And I think part of the reason I went with this guy is because the color of his, like, I don't know, his details, like his nose and his eyes, are really similar to some of the colors on the Vera Bradley package. And so I just wanted to stick with some of the same colors instead of adding that bright pop of yellow, just because I feel like it's already a very overwhelming, busy spread. So here I am. I'm trying to add that flower. I really wanted to stick this flower somewhere in on this journal because it matched the, like, backside of that Vera Bradley thing so well. But I decided it didn't go behind it very well, so I tried it in front. And this is the spot that it does end up staying. But I end up trying a ton of pieces out before I find my final layout. Is that something that you guys do in your journal? Like, do you audition bunches and bunches of pieces before you finally decide on something? I was saying earlier, I think either in this video or in one of my other videos, that it seems like I just cannot get away from that aspect of journaling. Like, I just try out so many different little pieces and doodads of paper before I finally decide on something. And I think that's part of the beauty of journaling, is, like, it just gives you the freedom to sit there and think about whatever you're thinking about while giving something your hands to do. So here I am, I'm digging through my scrap bin again, and I found this little piece of tinfoil. It was actually off of a pack of cookies. And I decided to stick that, like, in between this paper collage that I have going on here. I think that it breaks up the colors pretty nicely, and it also breaks up, like, I don't know, maybe the, like, I don't know how the pastels are working together. And I tried putting this little, like, pink tag on, but it just didn't look good there, so I decided to put it on the other side of the page. And I actually love the placement of it. I think that is so cute. So you'll see me staple it on here. Yeah, here we go. That's one thing I've put in this journal that I've never really used before is staples. I love stapling things in my journal. I never thought that I would, but I really do like it. So if you haven't tried that, you should try it. Oh, here I am checking my Tamagotchi. Oh my gosh. I dug it out the other day out of my junk bin, and I decided I just needed to use my Tamagotchi for a little bit. So there I am having that. I'm just gluing on my paper here. I'm using a what are those called? Elmer's glue stick. Oh my god, I think I might have swiped this from my classroom, honestly, because I really have made a point to not buy Elmer's glue sticks because I know they're crappy. Like, their quality is just not great. But here I am using it because I just don't have another one in the house. If you have a recommendation for glue stick, please leave it in the comments below, because I know that a lot of people, like, swear by which glue sticks they use, but I can never find the brands that other people use in the craft store. So if you have a link to one that you like, if you could pop in the comments, that'd be awesome. So this side of my journal spread is done. I used all those different papers, and then I also added a little postage stamp, or a fake postage stamp on top. And then I decided to draw around it with one of my mild liners. Didn't really like that choice. I honestly did not really like that choice. I thought it looked so much better before I put that purple stripe on, but that's okay. Live and learn. Not a big deal. It's fine. It's one journal spread. It's not that big of a deal. And it's not like it looks like horrible or anything. It just doesn't look as much as, it doesn't look like what I thought it would. So now I'm just sticking down this yellow scrap that I have. Oh, and I'm sticking down the pink scrap. I didn't realize that wasn't glued down yet. Yeah, so here I am doing the yellow scrap. I don't know, I thought that the yellow went with the other, like, side of the Vera Bradley packaging, and then the pink, I don't know, pink is just, like, such a color, it's, like, just a color that I use all the time, so can't go wrong with pink. Now I'm using my favorite washi tape, which is a little, like, number one, and I'm just putting it, like, in the same collage stack where I'm going to put this little guy that I made. Yeah, and it looks so cute. Well, I don't know, maybe it doesn't look so cute, but I thought it looked really good when I was doing it, or not so super good, but I thought it was okay when I was doing it. And so now all I'm doing is I decided that I wanted to use this page to write down NARIA notes. NARIA is a conference, a early childhood conference that I'm going to be going to pretty soon. And so I decided, not in person, obviously, it's going to be a virtual conference. But I decided I would use this spread to collect some highlights or some notes from that. And, yeah, so I'm just prepping the pages for when I'll use it. So I didn't end up doing much writing other than writing NARIA, and then Winter 2001. Or, what am I saying? Yeah, 2021. And then I decided to write the, oh my gosh, the topic of the conference, which is, launching and relaunching projects in the classroom. So I decided to write down that, and that's the last thing I did. So thank you so much for watching. Oh, just kidding. Maybe I added something else. Oh, yes, I circled the title. I remember that now. Yeah, so I took another Posca paint pen, and I just circled the title a little bit to help it stand out. The spread was really busy, but I did like the way it turned out in the very end. Oh, and now I'm circling it on the other side. Yeah, okay, I do remember this part now. Oh, man, it's crazy how much I forget so quickly. Okay, so we finished up this page. Yeah, I thought I'd give you a good look at it. And then I think maybe we'll try to do one more page tonight. So let's go ahead and we'll cross this off. I think I used this cool blue color. What is this called? Smoke blue. Yeah, we used smoke blue, and we did the Vera Bradley page. We turned it into a NARIA page. That's always a good... That's a good transformation, if I ever say so. Let me think. I don't want to do... I don't want to do one where it's just writing, and I don't want to do one that's like a whole new thing. Window doll page. Oh, we can go to this one. Oop. We'll go do this page together, page 6. I don't know what we're going to do yet, but we'll go ahead and try. Okay, so here we go. Alright, so here we go. This is a page that I prepped really early on in my journal, and I just still haven't used it. It's I think, almost in January. It's either in January or early February in my journal, and it's already mid-March, so I really need to get going on this. The first thing I did is I stuck down a piece of my what's it called? Like foliage drawings that I've been making, or foliage little, like, drawings. I guess they're drawings. I don't know. I make my own, like, collage sheets, and then I just cut them apart. So, yeah, I put that down there, and I thought I was going to put that gold foiling behind it, but I decided against it because I just didn't want to peel it up, and there's already silver, like, elements on the page, so I just decided against it. Here I am writing Perfectionism in a Posca paint pen. I'm using, I think it's called, like, blush. Let me look. It's over here. Yes, oh no, just kidding, it's not blush. It's called light pink, but I'm just writing Perfectionism, and now I'm outlining it with my Alternatives pen. And perfectionism is something, honestly, that I struggle with a lot. I love making things just look perfect and be perfect. And honestly, perfectionism, it's like a curse and a blessing. Like, I love that I'm willing to go that extra mile and put the, like, extra amount of time in to make something just look, you know, extra special. But it does really hold me back sometimes. Like, when I'm at work, I have to publish these, stories about the kids, and I'm supposed to be publishing them daily, and it's just such a struggle for me to publish them daily because it takes me so long to work on one because I just want them to look perfect before the parents see them. So, yeah, perfectionism is something I'm absolutely struggling with. Here I am auditioning other little pieces to add to my journal. Again, I was trying to use that little yellow monster guy I made, and he's just not fitting anywhere today, and that's okay. You know, he'll find a spot, but it's not here today. I then tried another one of those postage stamps, and that wasn't working either, so now I'm digging through my scrap bin again to see if I can find something that will work. I think I didn't see anything. Oh, yes, I found this little pencil. I love these little pencils. They came out of a Me and My Big Ideas Happy Planner kit for teachers. My sister-in-law got it for me when she used to work at Michael's, and I love those little aqua pencils. I think they're so cute. To me, they look vintage for some reason. So here I am finding more of them because I decided the aqua wasn't the right color for this. I needed the pink one. So here I am, and I fidget around trying to find something, like somewhere where this pink pen will look good. I tried on this piece of vellum, and it didn't look cute. And then I tried sticking it over by the flower, I think. Yeah, see, I'm trying with that postage stamp again. It's just not working, sister. Chill out. Here I am trying to find a spot for it still. Do you guys ever do that? You're just stuck on one piece of ephemera and you just can't let go of it? I do that so often. I just like try with one piece of ephemera, and I just can't get it to work, and eventually I just get tired and I put it aside. But yeah, it takes me a long time to get tired of working with something. I do finally end up finding a spot on the other side of that tip-in. I used a little piece of pink washi tape to kind of give it a background, and then I redid it again, of course. Can't just put it down the first time, have to redo it. Now here I am getting out a little bit of glue because I'm finally ready to put down my piece of pencil ephemera. I think it's so cute. I really do love those pencils. And now I'm just writing down. At first I was going to write down a quote. Like, when I started writing, I was like, oh, I'll write down a quote. And then I wrote down the first word, and I was like, you can't write a quote if you don't have a quote in your head. So here I am trying to come up with my own quote. I can't remember what I even said. Let me pull out my journal and see if I can read it. Let's see. It says, perfectionism can derail inspiration. Creating something is better than creating nothing. And I totally agree with that. Like, I would much rather create something in my journal or create, like, a story at my work that's, you know, slightly less than perfect. I would much rather do that than just create nothing and just be paralyzed by, the, like, desire or the want to be perfect. And that's something I really am working on. I think that's like really what's held me back in the past from working on journals, is I really want my journals to just be just the utmost perfect space and just, like, amplify and exemplify everything that I would like my creative outlet to be. And sometimes, you know what, sometimes it's not. Like, sometimes your journal spread just looks like poop, and it's okay. But yeah, sorry, I'll get off my soapbox here and talk about what I'm doing. I'm just using a Posca paint pen to create some dots. I created them originally just around the flower, and then I decided it looked like too goofy to just have them by the flower, so I drew some by her legs as well. Not sure really why I did that. I was not planning on doing the whole bottom of the paper like that, but it's fine. It happened. Now I decided that I'm done with that page. I did the collaging. I did the line work. Well, I did the first stage of line work. I always do my line work kind of in batches. Like, I do the first little bit of it and then I do some, like, collaging, and then I do some more of it, and then I do some writing, and then, like, while I'm sitting at work, like, on my lunch break, I'll do more of it, even after the page is, like, finished, I guess, or even after I've written on the page. But yeah, so that's how I do my line work. But anyways, here I am, I'm writing about perfectionism and how it kind of has been a massive holdback for me. And I talk about how I think there is a place for perfectionism. On some of my projects, I really do want them to come out perfect, and so I'm willing to give myself the extra time I need to do it. But then it's like trying to decide, is every project something that I need to be perfect on? No, it's really not. So I'm just kind of puzzling that out here while I'm journaling. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else I have to say in this little clip. Not too much, but let me know if you're also struggling with perfectionism. I feel like it's something that really plagues creative people because we just have such high hopes of what we want each one of our creations to be, and it just doesn't always turn out like that. And that's okay. Alright, so here is the finished journal spread. I focused on perfectionism, as I probably told you in the last voiceover clip. I really do like the way it came out. It's something that's been rolling around in my mind lately, and I'm surprised I haven't journaled about it yet, but I'm glad that I took the time, and I'm glad that actually this M got messed up, which I think is kind of funny because it just really goes along with what I was journaling about. And then over here, I just wrote, perfectionism can derail inspiration. Creating something is better than creating nothing. And I really do agree with that. I was taking an art journal class not that long ago, and it talked about how inspiration that doesn't create, or that doesn't lead to creation of anything, really isn't inspiration at all. It's nothing. And so that kind of stuck with me too. That was the class from messyart.com. So yeah, if you're interested, I would suggest taking it. It was a pretty good class. It was free, so I thought it was cool. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video here. I'm so glad that you came and journaled with me. I thought really quickly before I go, we could go through all of the journal spreads that we worked on together and just look at them really quickly. And then we'll say goodbye. Let me just go ahead and cross off, which page was this? Oh, the window page, page 6. Or I guess catch up page 6. So this is the first one, like in chronological order, I guess. This is the first one that we did, or that I did. It is about perfectionism. The next one we did was pretty close. It was the Vera Bradley page. Whoops. Here's this page. I'm going to be writing notes from a early childhood conference that I'll be going to this Thursday. So I'll be using this page. Next is the yellow page. This is the first one we worked on together. And then I really love how this one turned out. I think that this one is actually my favorite one that we did. And then the last one was the adventure writing. Oh, I don't know. This is a good one, too. I really did like this adventure page. I just love this color pink and against the blue. So that could be why I feel so biased to this page. Yeah, I really love this yellow page, and I love this page. Yeah, so those are my two favorites. But I am glad that I finished all 4 of them. Thank you so much again for watching this video. I've been really having fun filming again and sharing my love for art journaling, and it's actually been making me focus to film these videos. So that's been good. If you have a favorite spread that I did, or if you have something else you want to tell me, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. But with that, I will talk to you guys later. Bye!